That is not your, that ain't God.
Right.
You ain't asking for God. God didn't ask for that.
No.
God ain't sitting there asking nobody for a 20 tonight. God ain't sitting there asking nobody giving nobody specifically how much money they need to give, right? Because when God was speaking, there wasn't any currency anyway, right? So when he was talking, there was no currency. So God ain't asking nobody for a 20 or 50 or 100. That's you. That's you doing that. That's man talking. That ain't God talking.
Have you heard of the Greek hero, both of these?
No.
Well, he was one of the heroes to fight in the Trojan War. His story is quite similar to the stories of Achilles. When he was a child, his mother held him by the groin and dipped him in the river Styx, and it was to make him invincible in battle. However, just like Achilles, he had a weak spot. Because his mother held him by the groin, this is where he became the most vulnerable. In the case of Achilles, this was his heel. So you may have heard of Achilles' heel or the Achilles tendon, but I bet you've never heard of both of these nuts.
Hey, it's What Up Doe, the What Up Doe, the What Up Doe show. Yo, yo, yo. What up, Doe, y'all? I'm your boy, OG Tim Wilson, and you are now in the What Up Doe show, and I'm your boy, OG Tim Wilson. Did I say that already? All right, anyway, I'm here with the Outlaws, the DJ, the super producer DJ Rob 45. I got getting everybody's name wrong. And the graphic wizard Waves. I almost called him a super producer too. The graphic wizard Waves in the building. We gonna get it right though. I just want to say big ups to all the people out there watching us on Booms TV. That is Booms TV, BOOMZ TV, and all those watching us on our YouTube channel, the WUDS Network. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. That's right. Like what you see if you like what you see. Comment and share and subscribe to the channel, the WUDS Network on YouTube. And if you're out there celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to all of y'all. We have a great show lined up for you, man, and I can't wait for you to hear some of the stuff that we got coming. So let's get down to the get down. This is the What Up Doe Show.
What Up Doe Sports.
All right. So let's see here. What Up Doe Sports says that Ice Cube
Okay.
rolled onto the LA Dodgers field in a lowrider to deliver the team their 2024 World Series championship trophy. So big up to Q.
That's dope.
It was dope. It was actually dope. He rode up he was wearing all blue, rode up in the blue lowrider, and they came and pulled the trophy out the back seat. It was fire, actually. It was pretty fire. And see, that was reminiscent of last year when they clinched it, when they went to the World Series of clinching game. He came out in the same lowrider and performed "Bow Down" to the Yankees. He performed "Bow Down" to the Yankees, and then they kicked the Yankees' ass, so they brought him back to deliver their trophy. Now that they made him bow down to a team to a nigga that's greater than them. You feel me? Do you smell me?
Man, that just shows just how on fire the West Coast was last year.
You know? Wow. There we go. There you go. A little gratuitous shot at Drake. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. You know what? I've been wanting to have a culture conversation here, but because I thought about something that Dejan had said a while back, and I'm going to do it. We're not going to do it tonight because I got a lot lined up, but I want to have a culture conversation, a conversation to discuss culture and really get an understanding of what happened there. What happened there? Why Drake lost, and why he lost the way in the fashion in which he lost, and why what he's doing is just he's finally calmed down. Thank you, Drake, for shutting the fuck up. Thank you for shutting your freaking mouth and letting this die down some before you come back. Just stay out the country for a while.
Man.
Stay in Australia. It'll be okay, and it'll die down. You can come back.
Just don't get another one of them ladies pregnant while you over there.
Just go somewhere and get a hug.
Yeah, just go chill out. Go to Cambodia, Thailand. Just go chill, relax. Let you figure out what your next step really is.
Yeah. Just go away for a minute. Just go away. But let the people miss you. Let them miss you. You can come back. You can come back. Maybe, and maybe you've had your run. You had a great run, man. I can't front. You had a great run, and I ain't hating. You had a great run. Right now,
I think his biggest issue right now is he's too busy trying to remind people of who he is when he hasn't gone anywhere yet. And that's going straight to your point. He needs to go somewhere.
just go, get away.
At some point, the party needs to die. So just go sit back and let the party die. And then come back up and start it up again.
Yeah.
There it is.
It'll be someone's quinceanera you could play your music at.
Jared Goff. The Jared Goff chance went away, but Jared Goff has donated his entire $4.7 million bonus and endorsement deal to charities and homeless relief. So big ups to Jared. Let's get the Jared Goff chant going again. I need a Jared Goff chant. I'm gonna get me a Jared Goff chant drop for that. Just for that reason right there.
Yeah, he
Detroit has
deserves
made
it.
you a better quarterback and a better man, sir.
Yeah, that's a Walter Payton Man of the Year qualifier right there on its own.
Yeah.
Detroit has done you well.
Detroit!
Since you've come to Detroit, you've come to be a more respectable quarterback and person. And his wife is a smash, by the way. You know, the
I wasn't
smash
expecting that.
She's a smash. She's definitely a smash. Stephen A. and LeBron James are beefing.
Oh, yeah.
The beef is on. If you probably know some of the story where LeBron approached him at a game and it went viral, and Stephen A. spoke on it and said, "I wasn't talking about Bronny. I was talking about you. I was talking about you. But I respect him as a father, but I was talking about you." And it went back and forth a little. He had a nice spiel about it, and he's had to deal with it. And LeBron James came on to the Pat McAfee show, which is an interesting show. It's interesting when you have privilege. I know that Acorn thinks that's a racist word now, but Pat McAfee show is on ESPN, and they allow him to cuss. They cuss on the Pat McAfee show like because it was a podcast that they brought on TV, so they just let it still be a podcast, and people come on there and they're loose with the lingo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So LeBron was on the Pat McAfee show, and he was loose with the lingo, and he spoke on Stephen A. And this is edited. I cut something out the middle. I cut a good chunk out the middle. I just wanted to get a little bit of what LeBron had to say about Stephen A.
It started off with, I didn't want to address it. I wasn't going to address it. But since the video came out, I feel the need to address it.
Hey, well, viral. You would be not to talk about it.
Are you kidding me? If there's one person that couldn't wait to the video to drop so you could address it, it's your ass. Like, seriously. And I think a lot of the media, including him, and I know he's gonna be happy as hell. He's gonna be smiling from ear to ear when he hears me talking about it again. Oh my God, he's gonna get home and grab some ice cream out of the fucking freezer and sit in his chair in his tidy whities on the couch.
I hope at some point you two do get a chance. But you're right.
Dude, relax, bro. Relax. Seriously.
So that's LeBron talking about Stephen A. on the Pat McAfee show. And Stephen A. responds,
"I've had it up to here, and I'm done talking. If you really got a problem with me, LeBron, let's settle this shit like men. Because you ain't the only one with some money. I got a lot of YNs from New York that wouldn't hesitate to run down and turn your fucking TV off. I'd pay 100 bands to wipe your nose if I have to, because you obviously think it's a game. Yeah, I seen that interview you did yesterday. Nigga, fuck you and Pat McAfee. Bronny James, you cool, but your dad is a 6'8", 250-pound bitch.
Okay. That was AI. That was AI.
That was clearly AI.
It was AI. That was AI, but it was better than the real Stephen A response. So I thought I'd go with it. And I just want to hear it one more time.
I've had it up to here, and I'm done talking. If you really got a problem with me, LeBron, let's settle this shit like men. Because you ain't the only one with some money. I got a lot of YNs from New York that wouldn't hesitate to run down and turn your fucking TV off. I'd pay 100 bands to wipe your nose if I have to, because you obviously think it's a game. Yeah, I seen that interview you did yesterday. Nigga, fuck you and Pat McAfee. Bronny James, you cool, but your dad is a 6'8", 250-pound bitch.
Okay, that's it. I'm sorry, but that shit tickles the shit out of me.
Oh my God, that was hilarious.
Golly.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
But LeBron is acting kind of like a little bitch in this situation. Excuse language.
Okay. Expand on that.
He went on the Pat McAfee show, whining and crying about the way the game is covered now.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
Did you hear the whole interview?
Not the whole interview. I just heard that little piece.
Okay. So yeah, I heard the whole interview, and I don't think he really was crying about. But I mean, that's your opinion, though. But expand on what you mean when you say that. Go further with that. Tell me more. I don't want to knock what you're saying. I don't. I can say I don't necessarily agree.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the way I heard it. But go ahead.
He's saying that everybody wants to cover the drama and everything about the league instead of just covering the basketball. And
yeah.
I don't see it that way. They cover the basketball, it's just the drama comes with it.
Part of his issue with Stephen A is the fact that he covers the basketball. He didn't like hearing what he heard.
He's actually honest about it.
Yeah. Personally, when it comes to this whole thing, I don't care. I honestly don't care. I'm enjoying it. I'm looking at it as entertainment, just like I did with Kendrick and Drake and any other beef going on. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the show. I ain't got no stake in it either way.
Okay. I hear you. Yeah, if that's I kind of agree with you on that. I think drama comes with it. That's part of the deal. You know what I'm saying? That's what people want. People are listening to it for the stories, for the drama. But at the same time, I mean, are you being a hypocrite? I mean, that's the same reason you don't like the SWFFG group is because they don't talk football. They bring the drama and blah 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 and whatever, and that's what you don't like about the group. Yeah. So, I mean, that's just because is it being real or is just because it's true. You know what I'm saying? I guess I don't know how to put where to go with that, but I'm just saying that's just it's the same complaint that you've thrown at a Facebook group that we're in for fantasy football.
Well, for the most part with that group, I've always just sat back and watched as well until I get involved, and then things get a little too far. And this past year was personal, so it was just like, all right, I ain't messing with that. But after that, other than that, it's just like it's entertainment.
And it sounds just like LeBron's thing is that when it gets personal, that's the same thing he was saying. So that's why I say, is your point? I'm not saying two things can be true. I'm not saying your point isn't valid, but my question is also hypocritical.
The only reason I wouldn't say it's hypocritical is because when I say it gets personal, for me at least, is it involves something dealing with directly someone saying something about my fiance.
And he's saying,
and not directly about me.
And he's saying because they're saying something about his son, and it's not about basketball. So it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, when you hear Stephen A. speak on that matter, he's saying that he's speaking on his son, but speaking on his son on the fact of how LeBron is affecting his son and his potential in his career. And so that's why I'm like, all right, they both make a good point. I don't know the facts behind either, you know, because I don't pay attention to basketball like that. So I don't have enough of the information to really sit here and say, all right, I'm going to get invested in this and pick a side. I can't do that because I don't have the actual information. But when it came to my personal information thing, that was all right. I'm directly involved. I know the information, you know, and I know when my fiance was brought in, that was taking it too far.
Now, was that what Stephen A. said after he was confronted by LeBron, or is that actually what he said before LeBron confronted him?
That's
What I'm saying,
that
did LeBron confront him because it was personal, and then my response to that is, look, it wasn't personal.
right. And see, that's why I'm like, when
That's
it
what I
comes to
meant.
that,
So I
with
don't know.
sorry,
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying that with Rob's statement was that he was acting like a little bitch, his word, or because he didn't like the way it was covered about the drama and not about basketball. And my point is, I'm not saying that it's wrong about that being a weak point to take, but is it hypocritical because it's the same stance you took about the SWFFG football Facebook group?
Hmm. I guess some could say that, yeah,
Like almost verbatim.
See, the thing about LeBron is he's a public figure.
yeah,
So people are going to talk about LeBron. And what Stephen A. had said at first, it was always about LeBron. It wasn't about Bronny.
Oh no, he was talking about Bronny too.
yeah. He covered
Oh
Bronny
yeah.
as
Oh no
well.
no 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 no. Trust me. That's why I wake up every. That's why I get every morning. I drink coffee before I'm. When I wake up in the morning for work, I cut on my first take on Spotify and listen to yesterday's episode while I'm drinking my coffee before I get dressed for work. And if it ain't over when I start getting dressed, I got a waterproof speaker that sits in my shower with me to listen to it until it goes off. Oh,
But
he talked about Bronny. Trust me.
the point of him talking about Bronny was actually talking about LeBron and how he put Bronny in this situation.
That's his story
But
after the fact.
exactly, and yeah, that's exactly what it is. Is that's the story after the fact, and that's why I can't say it's hypocritical for me, is because it started off as one-on-one, individual to individual, trading barbs. Did get a little over the point, but it never got to a point where I was directly taking shots at someone else. You know
I
what I mean?
I hear you, and it's and I've said the same. You know, the drama in that group it sometimes gets a little out of hand, and it sometimes gets personal, and they throw shots, and I he gets offended because I said personal shit about him on our show.
Hmm.
But I ain't complaining about what nobody said. I think LeBron has just as much right to have a problem with Stephen A. as Stephen A. got a right to have a problem with him.
Yep.
But you know, I mean, I don't take sides, but I'm not being a hypocrite about it.
No.
I've said some things I probably should have worded differently, but you know what? I said it, so whatever. The same person that got offended by it is the same person that taught me one of my favorite phrases: "If they can't take a joke, fuck them." And that's you. You taught me that, and now you're the one that can't take the joke. You know what I'm saying? So I've called him a hypocrite in that situation, and I'm calling you out, Rob, and that's because you just said something that verbatim is virtually verbatim to what you say about that group. And the reason you don't like to be in that group, it's the same thing that you're saying that you calling LeBron out on. And it is.
Okay.
Your silence is golden right now.
Because I ain't gonna front. I've been
And
sitting here
I'm not
watching what's
talking
going on in the group at the moment too.
and,
I
and
ain't
I'm
gonna
not
front.
talking and I'm not talking specifically about what he said, quote unquote, about Bronny. I'm talking about what you said, LeBron said in regards to the way the league is covered.
I guess I don't know because I'm not in there calling other men bitches.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, they've done it.
I'm saying, did LeBron do that?
No, well, no, I didn't hear that, but
I'm just saying. I'm talking about what you said about LeBron. You said he was a bitch because he's bitching about the way he don't like the way the league is being covered. Because he thinks there's too much about drama and not enough about basketball or something, however you put that. And I'm saying that that's virtually exact same way you've said you criticized this other group. You felt about them. You're what you're calling him out on is what I'm calling you out on because you said the same thing about a group you were in about how they don't talk just football. It's too much drama and not enough football. And they acting like bitches. Everybody acting like bitches until you do it.
I didn't see what I do that way.
Okay.
And to speak on LeBron and his statement, he ain't really wrong. And it's for really all sports right now. The only sport I haven't seen that gets covered but doesn't get the real, they try to get the inside scoop, the tea, is like hockey. But tennis, golf, basketball, football, baseball, every other sport, there's other stuff going on other than the sport that's being reported. So I do see where he's coming from.
Basketball. By the way, the Pistons are kicking some ass. The Pistons are now the only team in NBA history to triple their win total the following year.
Wow.
They tripled their win total from a year ago.
Wow.
That's freaking incredible. And Stephen A. had a lot to say about their last coach and how he should be saying thanking the holy heavens that he was pulled out of this horrible situation he was in Detroit. Well, it wasn't a situation he was in Detroit. It was his ass. All right? It was his ass. He's the reason Detroit wasn't shit last year. How about that? Here they go, 1 year removed from that bullshit that old boy was running, and they in the playoff. So shut your ass up, and I'm siding with LeBron now. Now that I think about it, now that I brought that up, God damn it. You in that seat. Anyway, moving on. Which one is it?
What Up, Doe Entertainment.
The viral Pop the Balloon dating series is coming live to Netflix.
Oh, crap.
Netflix has picked up the dating show, the Pop the Balloon, and the show hosted by Yvonne Orji. Interesting name for somebody hosting a dating show. Yvonne Orji is going to they said they're taking it to the next level with celebrity surprises and reality stars joining the dating pool.
Oh boy.
This should be very interesting.
You watch it?
I'm not gonna lie, I probably watch it. I probably catch a episode to see what it's like, and just go from there.
I watch the shorts when they pop up.
I watched the shorts. I've never seen a full episode. I don't know that a full episode would hold my interest, but I would definitely give it a chance.
Yeah,
I would definitely give it a chance. I think it's I think it's somewhat entertaining. And in fact, that's where I found You Look Like a Hoe. You gotta get Orlando Brown on there. I watched that one. Yeah. I remember they had what's the snitch name? What's the snitch?
Charleston White.
Charleston White was on there. And he told a girl, he said, "Why your knees all the way down there?" She
he had Woody dying.
Oh man.
Yeah, Woody almost over.
Why your knees all the way down there? That was funny. So yeah, he got threatened by a gangbanger or something, and then put himself on camera calling and snitch on him. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That's his latest video.
He did it with Soldier Boy too.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
Self-proclaimed snitch.
He do not care. He like, and I'm going live. Like,
That's a real live Uncle Ruckus right there.
You look like a hoe. I hate that I accidentally deleted that. I gotta find it again and recreate it.
Wait, Rob. You said some Uncle Ruckus, and then I remembered it's got that lazy eye too.
Funny.
Oh yeah.
Raven Simone appeared at the GLAAD Awards with her wife.
Speaking of Orlando Brown.
And Raven Simone is looking more like Andre Simone. She does not look like a hoe. She looked like you look like a man.
Yeah, she went full on stud.
Yeah, look like a man.
Yeah, she looks like a dude now. She is. You better call Tyrone, Raven Tyrone.
According to Orlando Brown, she got his baby.
Well,
that's what Orlando Brown said.
You look like a man. Oh. You look like a man. She got the bald head. She buffed up.
Yeah, she's swole.
Yeah. She trying to look like her wife's protector.
Yo, I'm telling you, she's full on embracing her stud nature. Yes. Hey, it is what it is.
She's a stud muffin.
I ain't gonna knock it. It ain't my life to live.
You know what she looks like? In this corner, the Crusher. Rob must be Googling her picture right now.
What is going on?
Looking at his face. Yeah.
She went in there with a bald face.
You look like a stud.
I can't believe that's Olivia from the Cosby Show.
You can't?
No, not now. No.
She is so Raven.
She's so Raymond.
She's so Raymond. Oh, Lord have mercy. Y'all going to hell for laughing at that.
I'm going to hell. You
What?
Why we the only ones going to hell? You was laughing too?
Well, because, man, I've got a hate.
Look, with my sense of humor, I've been pre-registered.
I'm different.
Just knowing who my daddy was, I was pre-registered.
I'm different.
Oh.
There's new allegations against P. Diddy that he forced a man to perform oral sex on a commercial set. I don't know about you, but I wish a man would. A man should never be able to be forced to suck another man's penis.
No.
Because you have one. You know the power of your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Please, you sure? You sure you want this to go down like that?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Interesting, but he's filed suit. He's put it out there. Said forced him to go down there and bob for pickles.
Yeah, I guess it was a photographer.
Yes.
And yeah, I guess Diddy was like, all right, I can help boost your career. And just oh, he gave him a boost, all right.
I'm just waiting for Justin Bieber's lawsuit.
Ooh.
Man.
Have you seen Justin Bieber lately?
Man.
Oh, he going through it.
He does not look like the Justin Bieber I remember.
No.
He going through it.
I wouldn't have recognized him. I did not know it was him until I read and I was like, that's him? It don't even look like him.
I'll be honest, it kind of strengthens the Diddy allegations for me.
Say what?
To me, it just looking at the way he is since Diddy's been arrested, it's gone a lot faster downhill. He wasn't like he was, on a perfect incline. He's been having an up and down career. He was on that rise again, but Diddy got locked up, and now it's bad. And it just strengthens that allegation for me personally.
I mean, when I saw Diddy walk up on him and patting his chest like he was checking to see if he was wired, I was convinced right then and there. When I saw them interviewed, I mean, I have no doubt. When I saw the interviews and he told him don't talk about what goes on with us, everything about it just looked weird to me.
Yeah.
Just looked weird.
Talk about what happens at Diddy's house. That's what he said.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't cool.
Way that Justin was looking at him during them interviews.
Yeah. Yeah, like he was scared. Yeah, like he was scared about it.
Yeah.
Like he kind of laugh and look at him like, I'm not really laughing. I'm kind of scared.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
those might be some allegations by Jaguar Wright that actually might be true.
And some of those Diddy interviews, man, even with Cassie, the way he would turn and look when certain questions were asked or certain comments were made, the way he would look like, it's like, dude, this dude's guilty, man.
Yeah.
This dude is guilty, dude, of some stuff. I don't care what Chopper say about the freak offs. Okay, whatever. If celebrities doing it on their own free will, that's fine and dandy. But he was also into some other shit.
Yeah.
He was definitely into some.
Got Usher when he was a boy.
Yeah.
And then Usher turned around and just hand Justin Bieber to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's scary stuff. Scary stuff, man. Scary stuff.
Me as a parent, even if my son was that talented, I could never sign my guardianship over to just anybody, period.
Yeah. But a lot of them don't look at it as just anybody. They think they know these people.
Right. And then the money gets them too. Money ain't getting me.
Money is the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil.
Yep.
It comes down to what truly are your priorities in life, and what are you willing to risk for those priorities.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of it. You are correct. That's part of it. It definitely comes down to that partially. I almost forgot, but I won't forget. I'm glad. I was ready to move on. I'm glad Waze had one more comment because I was about to move on without it. But there is one more thing I have to do before we move on.
Okay.
Freestyle of the week. This week's freestyle of the week comes from 38 Special. It's the What Up Though Show.
Believe it, I'm trying to see which area sweetest got the same features as Jesus, but I'm carrying demons. A snake moves scary and thievish. Don't embrace crews, make moves like a military extremist. That mean I go to war very strategic. If I don't leave you paraplegic, it's gonna be therapy needed. I'm a boss that's very strategic. Don't talk to y'all, send a text message so my secretary can read it. I'm that nigga for various reasons. It ain't cause what I write, it's cause my price primarily cheapest. These hoes is very misleading. Bitches popping up with babies out the blue like Mary and Jesus. Got scars on my back, it's hard to show love. I seen niggas murder my dog in cold blood. I made my first 100 large with no plug. Yeah, I rap not as much as I rob and sold drugs, nigga. Leave the streets, I'm already planning. But when I re-up, it's 100 pounds or better, bitch, I'm heavy-handed. It's work in the mail, we stamping, waiting for it to land. Me and my man at the deli camping. I ain't never wore a Helly Hansen inside of an Israeli mansion with two bitches belly dancing. And they telling me I'm very handsome. Made my side bitch pay to come and get me. Them bitches held me ransom. Got tired of my bitch, I told her go date. My hoes don't leave, they just rotate. My man came home from a coke case. I gave him a bird on the arm like Ghostface. Told Sway I'm a rap god. No bank or tax fraud. Y'all faker than my vax card. I was sitting for a crack charge. Inside, now it's an outside kitchen in my backyard. Hey, yo, no real shit. It's an outside kitchen in my backyard.
Yo, that is 38 Special, who has gained a little bit of fame by being one of the top battle rappers out there. It's time to move on. It's time to move on.
What up, Doe News?
What up, Doe News? In Bangkok was rocked by a massive 7.7 earthquake. It was rated 7.7 on the Richter scale, and it killed. There was different stories, conflicting stories. I've seen a story say there's over 100 people reported dead. I've seen stories saying there was over 20 people reported dead. All I know is that it was horrific. I saw buildings falling. I saw it was crazy. And it even cut Rob's mic off.
In one video, it was like this high-rise building.
Yeah.
And the pool water was just coming down on the side of the building. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So,
It was.
out to them.
Yeah, prayers out to them, man. It's no joke out there. 7.7 is
bad.
Heavy
bad.
duty.
That's a world breaker.
You know what's sweet though, Rob? You know what's real cold? This is the coldest. How Wade's backdrop is coming through his shirt. That's just a fire. That is
yeah. Shout out to Cuzzo, by the way.
Yeah.
He's wearing my cousin's shirt.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you got to explain stuff like that. You can't just say stuff.
Well, we can't give him free.
He like to do that, y'all. He like to just shout out stuff that only he understands, and then pause.
We can't give him free advertising.
Say what?
We can't give him free advertising.
You just shouting them out. You may as well finish. Nobody else know what you're talking about. Shout out to Cuzzo. What the hell is that? Where'd that come from? You gotta explain yourself. You can't just say it.
Okay, my cousin has a clothing brand called Mob Life.
Mab Life.
Well, I say Mob, but it's
Tomato.
Yeah, MABLYFE. So you can check him out. He's on all social medias.
There it is. Waze.
Yes.
Let's see for the shirt.
Oh.
There it is. Okay, so there you got your plug. You got your plug, Mab Life.
This is like 4 or 5 years old though, maybe older.
That's all right. It's still dope.
Damn, it's actually like 11 or 12. Actually, now I think about it.
Rob's goatee is 4 or 5 years old. He's still sported. It's still dope.
Hey, I ain't got the COVID beard no more though.
Elon Musk has sold X.
Good.
He sold it to his own AI company called XAI for $33 billion in a stock deal, for a $33 billion stock deal. So how is that? Is that legal?
It is totally legal. That's the sad part about it. Problem with this is, all right, this is where I get my little conspiracy thinking, because we're all movie nuts in some way here. But this is just looking like the beginning of the goddamn Skynet more and more every day. I don't care.
This is looking like what?
Skynet, Terminator.
Yeah, from the movie Terminator.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Waze does that. He does these off the wall little references, anecdotes that only he understands, and then laughs at it, and nobody else gets it. That happens too.
I think he actually.
Oh, they'll get it.
I think he actually sold it because the banks were actually coming to get it. Because he leveraged a bunch of Tesla stock in order to get Twitter.
And Tesla is tanking.
Yep. So the banks were coming to get it. Unless he sold it. So he sold it to another one of his companies.
So he sold it to himself.
Yep. That's how rich people get away with this shit.
I guess. I guess. Will Trump just go bankrupt?
Yeah, he does.
Bankrupt. That's what he does. Oh, I owe you money? I'll file bankrupt. I don't owe you anymore.
Yeah, right.
Was it child support or student loan? Then you still owe it.
Not Trump. I put it in there. I did it. I'm the best. I'm the best bankrupter. I'm the best bankrupter in the history of bankruptcies. On I-65 in Chicago, a truck carrying dozens and dozens and dozens of cows flipped over, and over 100 cows went running down the freeway. And by the way, there's a cookout on the south side this weekend. with the freshest burgers you ever had. They got the freshest burgers you ever had.
Oh yeah, I would have been on it.
Yeah, cows run.
They said they saw them doors open. They said freedom.
Yep, the cattle truck opened. A cattle truck flipped, and cows went blocking the freeway. And you know they don't really like run.
They walk.
They just take their time.
Or they usually just stand there.
Oh, y'all ain't never seen a cow run?
Mm-mm.
No, that's terrifying. It's like a gallop charge. It's scary looking.
I've seen a bull run.
Yeah, no, cows. It's like a gallop. It's you see this tank galloping at you. It's a different feeling.
Yeah, I've seen a bull run. When I was in Houston, there was there was this land that had Angus on it. It was a fake Angus farm, because what they do when they buy all this land that they plan to develop, before they develop it, they put animals on it. That way they can claim it as a farm, and for tax purposes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, some bulls got out and was running down 99, and we were like Grand Parkway. For those in Houston that don't know what, those that are in Houston that get it, they were running down Grand Parkway, and I've seen bull run. I was out there like, oh snap, there's a bull, they're running down 99. Yeah, it was wild.
I haven't seen them run, but I've seen them just tip over.
The cows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but when I was just getting out of high school, we'd go to a lot of parties, and we get.
I used to go tip the cows over
because they sleep standing up.
I knew that's where he was going when he said he seen them. He said he seen them tip over. I knew he is. He was going there. See, that's why he's going to hell. I told y'all.
Mm-hmm. Gasoline draws.
I grew up in Beloit, Wisconsin.
And he think it's funny.
Which is close to Clinton.
It's animal cruelty. He think that's hilarious.
Yeah. Just cow
and you eating bruised burgers because he tipping cows over.
No, you eating bruised burgers because they doing something evil to him in the slaughterhouse. That's why you eating bruised burgers. Not because I tipped it over while it was asleep.
No, you tipped it over, and that mug had bad dreams.
Can you imagine the cow having a falling dream?
And here come Rob.
You gotta watch out for them cow pies while you're out there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They delicious, ain't they?
No, hell no.
Shepherd's pie.
Like
that. Shucks. Anyway, yeah, I heard a guy once say that he didn't understand people that hunt deer. He said, "Why would you hunt deer?" And they say, "Well, I do it." But I said, that's cruel. It's hunting deer. You're killing these deer like that." And they're like, "Well, I do it for the meat." They said, "Well, shit, why don't you hunt cow? That's a lot easier. You just walk up to them, bow."
Because it's not legal.
It's a lot easier to hunt a cow. It's just for the meat.
Hold on, because don't get me wrong. I thought about it. And It's because of the legality of the act that causes me to hold back.
I thought about it. Let's go. Let's move on. These guys are driving us down here over fast. Houston police said they're still storing drugs from drug busts back in the 90s. And they are having a problem because rodents are getting into drugs, and they are basically ravaged with drug-addicted rats.
I'm on my way.
So now they have to find a way they have to dispose of all these drugs. We got dope from a cocaine bust in 97 and weed from a drug bust in 93 and all of these and they're running out of storage space. Is the real issue. They're running out of storage space, and on top of that, they got drug-addicted rats, and they're hard to deal with.
Did you see this rat running by with a rock?
Yes.
That's just because they're not recycling.
What?
They're not recycling.
Well, they're not. What are you talking about? Moving on. This story should have should get you a little more conversation, because I'm sure you've heard about it. Gospel singer and pastor Marvin Sapp is catching a lot of heat over his close the doors. Closing the doors to keep his congregation inside because he was intent on having them donate money so that he could raise $40,000.
That's the problem with religion.
He said, we got 1,000 people here. I got 1,000 people online. All you got to do is give $20. It's a small seed, and we can raise $40,000. And everybody up here, all these up here, y'all, them 20 ain't for you. I need $100 from all of y'all. So put your 20s away. Close the doors.
I would win out one of the stained glass windows.
Yeah, he was tripping.
Yeah, that's the church I don't need to be at.
Yeah. It's him that gives a lot of people doubt and faith in the first place. People like him.
Yeah. I mean, that's profoundly stated there, Waze. I agree.
I mean, I got a spiritual relationship with him. I don't need to have a religious relationship with him. Because religion is where most wars come from. Most wars are fought over religion. I don't need religion. I'm spiritual.
I'm one of these individuals. I take a different approach to it. I'm not a religious individual, but I have a deep respect for religion. To a lot of people, that doesn't make sense. To me, it does. You know, I've taken the time to learn of several different religions, and I get it. I understand the importance faith has and the importance these different faiths create for the world that we live in and for the survival of us humans. You know, so I don't feel as if I have to be religious to understand religion and to have a respect for it. I just leave it at that. And so when I look at a situation like this with Marvin Sapp, I'm like, this is why you have a lot of people on the fence or who just don't have that respect for religion because they see stuff like this and it drives them away.
Yeah, and it's not an isolated case, unfortunately.
No.
I have a problem, and I remember the Winans catching the heat for a similar thing. I don't believe in. I've only been actually present in church once when something like this occurred, and it was very tasteless to me. I don't like when you're telling somebody how much they should put. You don't tell me what my seed is, right? So there is tithing is 10% of what you own, and that's in the Bible, and that's all. And 10% of what you get, you tithe back, and that's okay because that's in there. I'm not gonna knock that. You can ask for it if you want to. That's up to you, and I get it, and I'm okay with that because it's there. But when you start telling people, look, I need you to give me $100. I need these people. I'm looking for somebody to throw. Anybody in here can give me $1,000 right now. Anybody in here can give me you don't tell nobody You don't tell anybody what they should give. You don't tell anybody what they should give. That ain't God.
Right.
You ain't asking for God. God didn't ask for that.
No.
God ain't sitting there asking nobody for a 20 tonight. God ain't sitting there asking nobody giving nobody specifically how much money they need to give, right? Because when God was speaking, there wasn't any currency anyway, right? So when he was talking, there was no currency. So God ain't asking nobody for a 20 or 50 or 100. That's you. That's you doing that. That's man talking. That ain't God talking. Period.
Right.
And when I hear a pastor do that, they lose me. And they lose me forever. I'm not God either. And I ain't forgiving. I'm not that forgiving. I'm a grudge holder. I'm done with you. I'm out. And I'm very disappointed to see Marvin Sapp do that, because I've always liked Marvin Sapp. I've always had respect for Marvin Sapp. I really did. And I was very disappointed when I saw that. So I'm going to tell you that. I'm speaking this one from the gut, and I didn't expect to go here, because I was very offended, not only by what was said, but who said it. I was very offended, and because I have utmost respect for this man. I have a lot of respect for what he's done, what he says, what he's saying, his songs, what a lot of them have ministered to me over time in some rough times, and it really kind of it hit different coming from him, because I've seen this before. And I was offended then, and I thought it was ugly. I've seen something similar where I was trying to leave. I had an emergency. I was with a young lady, and we had an emergency. I'm not even going to speak on the details of it, but we had a sudden emergency. It was her emergency. And we went to exit, and the pastor told them to stop us. And I didn't turn around and embarrass the pastor and say it in front of everybody, but I told the usher, I said, look, I'm sorry. We have an emergency. We have to go. We're not just walking out on them. We have to go. So I've been in the situations where they were trying to close the door and not let us out. And I've also been in a situation where the pastor was begging for money.
Mm-hmm.
But it hit different coming from Marvin Sapp for me. For me, it did. It was personal. So I don't have this. I'm not an anti-religion guy. I'm not an anti-spiritual guy. I'm not an faith guy. I am a religious person. I am a Baptist, and I believe in my I believe in my God, and I have respect for it. And I'm a God-fearing man, and I believe in everything. I have belief, right? Mm-hmm. And I love that, but I don't love what I saw. I don't love what I saw, and I was offended by it, and I hate that it happened. And he should be catching heat for it. And I know it was an old recording. I know it wasn't new, but that don't change how I feel about it.
Right.
Right? It don't change how I feel about it at all. At all. Mm-hmm. Because if it was an old tape, that means he's been going on doing this over and over again since then.
This ain't the first time.
If it's 3 years old, then he's probably done it since.
Yeah.
And I hate that it took that long to come out.
Yeah.
I wish it would have came out back then so I wouldn't be offended today, because I'd already know who you are.
Yep.
So address it. I want to hear what he has to say about it. I want to read his words. I want to see him speak on it. I would love to see him speak on it and address it. But Marvin Sapp, you affected some people. Mm-hmm. You affected some people. Because it really did hit different coming from you, and I'm disappointed and offended, and I hate that it happened. Mm-hmm. And I kind of hate that I went there. I didn't expect that. Damn it, I need a drink. New Jersey police chief has been accused of pooping on the floor and spiking cops' coffee with Viagra. Now that's
Oh,
changing gears. Changing gears completely.
Good. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's gonna be a hard day's work today.
right?
Can you imagine? You gotta chase this suspect, but you're pooping yourself at the same time?
No, you ain't pooped yourself. You rock hard. He spiked it with Viagra.
Viagra? Oh no. Bruh, you can't be at that pullover.
You doing coffee, you drinking coffee, and you grab a donut and go and looking at the donut hole like, hey. Donut hitting different today.
You said, when I say stand at attention, I mean it.
Oh boy. Man, why you being so hard on me today? Oh, what? Am I that obvious?
Got women over there talking about some...
Is that a gun in your pants? You're happy to see me. Oh, my goodness. Man, this dude has disappeared. Anyway, man, I know we're running long. I got to get out of here. But I do have one last story. It's another.
All right, guys.
One last story. And no, the answer, Rob, is no. I know you're going to say you got a habit of saying the same tired comments over and over again. So don't make it.
What?
Right? I'm about the story I'm about to tell. I don't
Okay.
want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
All right. A Detroit man was watching Crime Stoppers.
Oh, God.
58-year-old Terrence Robinson turned himself into the police because he wanted that reward money. And he was quoted as saying, "What you mean I can't get the money? I turned into criminal.
I'm trying so hard."
Hold on. Oh, gee.
There was a rash of burglaries in the area, so they offered a reward to anybody with information that would lead to their arrest.
You know his plan was to turn himself in and to get himself put out on bail with the money from the reward.
Folks, for a better laugh, go to the What Up Dirt Show Facebook page, find this story, and see this dude's picture. This nigga got a tooth.
He got one tooth.
You don't ever sit there and talk about some got a tooth. What? Got a tooth? No, that's it. He only got a tooth.
Cop was like, "No, you don't get the money. Now go in the jail cell and brush that tooth."
Check out.
I told you them kids gave me bad luck.
Oh.
I'm gonna stick you, and I'm definitely gonna stick this little janky ass bad luck motherfucker right here.
They gave him a Band-Aid for his toothache.
All right, man, that's it. I'm out of here. I gotta go. Wipe my face, man. That brought me to tears. Anyway, man, salute to John Young, the creator of the Buffalo Wing. Yo, we see you, baby. We see you. A great story. I'm going to share that with y'all next time. I'm going to share the story of John Young with you next time about how he's not getting his props. The Anchor Bar did not create the buffalo wings. The buffalo wings stole it from Wings and Things. Mr. John Young created the buffalo wings, and that's my Black History moment for the day. And I am out of here like last year. Want to thank y'all for joining us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, the WUDS Network. Thank you to my homeboys right here, the DJ Rob 45, as well as the Graphic Wizard Waze. And we out of here like last year. Waze?
Yeah.
Red pill or blue pill?
Let's go blue.
Oh, let's go blue.
Look, baby girl, you're so damn fine though. I'm trying to know if I can hit it from behind though. I'm sipping on you like some fine wine though. And when it's over, I press rewind though. Ay, you talking bands, girl, I got it. Benjamin's all in my pocket. I traded in my truths for some robbers. You playing Batman, Fetty's gonna rob him. Ay, I got a Glock in my Rari. Ay, 17 shots, no 38. I got a Glock in my Rari. 17 shots, no 38. Yeah, she's mine. Wonder when she'll be mine. She walk past like praise rewind to see that ass one more time. And I got this soda. Remy boys, they know us. All fast money, no slow bucks. No one can control us.
Yeah, my city. Tell me what you see. Is it money or is it
What up, though?